So
Cool.
I'm
Yeah, I'm
gonna
gonna.
give the topic of this video. So I'm just gonna start there, so it's more ambiguous, and we keep growing without needing to define what this journey is. But this is the
Sure.
first video of the series, I guess, of our collaboration, and it stems from a conversation that we were having. It started as a tarot spread, then it delved into a really important topic for me, and I bet topic is important for a lot of people. And I'm just making annotations, and that's where I'll take it from there. We'll take it from there, I guess.
Yep. Oh, we should introduce ourselves.
Or of course.
I'm Eugene. Um, I love ideas, and I always. Well, I'm not gonna go into a whole entire life story about my me, but yeah, no, just that I love ideating, and I have like this sort of like synesthesia with concepts and numbers now, I guess. So everything that I feel conceptually, I can sense it as like five senses. So that's a little bit interesting about me. How about you, Kevin?
Um, I'm a self-taught programmer and a musician looking for meaning in my life and trying to find the perfect project that will make me suffer less because I think suffering is related to the meaning of life, as many religions talk about it. And that sort of also relates to the topic of the conversation I was having with Eugene a few half hours ago.
Yeah, that's deep, Kevin. That's
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah,
going deep already, huh?
yeah. But
Going deep.
my brother likes this stuff, so maybe I can interview him for this in as a separate video.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that would
That'd
be
be sick.
amazing.
That would be
Yeah,
cool.
that would be sick. No, this is gonna be just like us, like painting pictures of philosophy and psychology, whatever
Hmm.
we find, you know. So this is amazing. Like
It
I always wanted to do this. I just never knew when the right timing was, and when you reached out to me about the YouTube channel and about collaborating with AIs. Um, Also to note that we are very AI positive. Not the well, I mean, we're not gonna get political with it, but we believe that humans and AIs can collaborate together to create beautiful things.
yeah.
And
That's
mhm,
that's a fact. That's the thing. That's a fact. And some people are confused about like there's AI is so big. Coming from a programmer perspective, like there's LLM and generative AI, which are like two different things. But people think like any type of AI is just like either slop or something that's stole from another source, and there's a lot of misconceptions as to what AI is.
yeah, no, maybe we can do a separate video about that. I
Of
would
course, yeah,
love to hear
definitely,
your
definitely.
position on it, because like for me, I don't know too much about the politicalness of or the political topics of AI, but I do know that I genuinely believe that it's not about AIs just doing work by themselves, and it's not about like AIs replacing people. It's about human and AI collaboration together. That human touch with AI's you know, like wondrous proficiencies that they do. And it's about that mutual collaboration and communication. And we're going to talk about more of these in depth later as we document our own process of how we give our human touch in terms of like an exchange, like like a conversation between AI and us to create a wondrous project. So yeah,
I'm
that
just
would
gonna
be
keep.
amazing.
I'm gonna keep this here because this is where it stemmed from. Like I'm learning from you.
Yeah.
This is what you do. I'm
Oh my god, that's my messy bed. And you're
nah,
showing it to the world.
nah.
Oh my god.
No one knew it was your messy bed. You could have just. It could be a sweater.
This is not a sweater. This
Ah,
is my blanket.
yeah.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine. I think
All
it's
right.
funny. At least it doesn't have any like of my worst mess.
No
You know
worries.
what? Let's be real here. Like I don't mind. Let's just be real. As long as like we don't say anything that accidentally is too personal
Mhm.
while forgetting that we're on recording, like
Mhm.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, we don't have to
Yeah.
publish everything. We can edit everything. It's not
Yeah.
live. It's not. It's live while we
Yeah.
record it, but we can post product anything.
Right, right. Yeah. But I love the conversation kind of like flow that we
Hmm.
have with each other,
Of
you know?
course,
I think
we've
that's
known
just
each
like
other for like
very
a year and a half or more, or 2 years almost, I
more
think.
than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. More
So
yeah.
the reading was related to a question that I had related to my question was sort of like, what can I do to let's see if I don't remember the question clearly, but it was related.
Copy and paste for you if you want.
I'm sorry.
Do you want me to copy and paste your
Yeah,
question?
yeah. That way we don't see the Discord.
Yeah, no, I can do all the copy and pasting for you
Nice,
so
nice,
that.
nice. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
even better.
Mm. Let me just Oh, and I'm just gonna copy and paste this because like holy moly, I almost cussed. Holy moly, like Kevin is doing something amazing. Like this
Oh yeah, that's interesting too.
yeah, no, this thing I was just blown away by it. I was like, "Oh my God." This and we're going to talk about like different ways of like what this means for me as Eugene personally, but not in this video. But like this is so cool. Now we won't get into it today, but like this is a project that really cool project that Kevin's working on, and Kevin or us together, either way, Kevin independently or us together, will probably document this
Yeah,
process.
definitely. That's what I have
Yeah,
another
man.
channel that I go more in depth with game design, but I think this is gonna be my main one now. This is like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
having so much fun.
yeah. Me too. Seriously. Okay, so let me just. I'm just going through our Discord and like copy and pasting. I love that I'm not recording on my end, so that I don't have to be like, oh my God, am I? I'm opening like my darkest secrets. I'm just kidding. I don't have darkest secrets. But like, I don't have to
So
worry about like
this
opening my Discord or stuff like that.
so
Um,
So this question was
yeah.
literally this thing was the result of this question, which is what steps can I take to reach my financial potential in order to achieve having a small orchestra? Because I think that having a small orchestra is one of the most epic achievements I can do before I die. Maybe I'm not being too idealistic. Maybe I'm like more layman in that sense. But that's like since I
I
know
think it's cool. I
yeah,
think it's cool.
but I think it's not like being a world gold medalist. It's
Mm.
it's it's simpler. It's just like hiring people and doing something. But still, for me, this achievement, like doing this as a living, like having an orchestra as a living and doing concerts, it's the most. It's like the thing that it's the opposite of depression. It gives me all the reason to live, and I'm trying to come to terms with my age, which I'm not gonna even disclose it, whatever. But uh,
I'm sure we
the
sound young. They're
huh?
gonna be like, oh, these two young people.
Yeah, but at the age that I'm at, which is like halfway there to midlife crisis, but not there yet. Uh, like what can I do now to fulfill that, so I can honor my responsibility as a human being? And I talked about this with my brother a lot. So what do you think? Since you did the reading, and then you walk me through this through this.
Yeah, sure. So, I can't read whatever the M sign is. That's like a runic symbol. That's like an oracle card. I use the tarot card, which is a quantum tarot. I use the Norse rune oracle card, and I use some poker cards. So here's, and I might even go into the like how I dissect numbers because like I said, I have synesthesia, and recently I began to feel like emotional resonance of me. Like I would have like, oh, this number feels like this emotion, that emotion. So I actually came up with ChatGPT feature. With highlight to ChatGPT, my best buddy. Like with ChatGPT, I came up with a way to read the numbers and the suits and all that stuff. So I might go into that in a separate video with you, Kevin.
Hmm.
I actually want you to listen to it because like it's pretty interesting. But yeah, so going into that, the Norse symbol, whatever dag dagus, I'm not sure what this says. It's about balance. So think of it like a homeostasis or like just like a balance of things, right?
Homeostasis. Let's type
And
that word. That word is very important to me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
How do
it's
you
like a
how do you how do
balance,
you type it? Homeostasis.
homeostasis, like homeostasis. Yeah,
Fix it
like that.
because
I'm pretty sure it's that.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Uh, Let me Google it
Yeah,
just to be sure. Not.
I mean we can be wrong about spellings. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want to interrupt the flow, but
Sure, sure, sure.
but
No worries. It's
yeah.
something
But
ADHD. I don't have.
I
I don't
know.
think. I
Me
don't.
too.
I don't
Me
think. I
too.
don't think I have that. But still. Yeah. Sure. Anyways.
I have ADHD for sure, so I'm not gonna deny that. But like so it's like homeostasis and it's about balance, right? So it's about the balance of life. That's what it's saying. And then now we go into, if you see my cursor, do
Yeah.
you follow my cursor?
Yeah. Right here.
Yeah. So here is the magician, which is the number.
Two.
I'm sorry, is this not a magician? Was I reading wrong?
The first. The
This might
first.
be something else.
It could be
This
the.
might be like a high priestess. I might have read it wrong, but it's okay. Regardless of what this is. Oh my god, this reading, I'm just like, wait a minute, I read that as a magician, but it might be a high priestess. Whatever. I'm gonna skip over that because I'm just gonna say what I read from it, regardless of whether it's magician or high priestess, because those two are a little bit different, a lot different. But what I'm just gonna say is when I looked at the card, I thought of like this creative potential, right? This potential to start. And when we go into the Four of Swords, that's more of like the number. This is where I have my own philosophy on numbers in
Hmm.
my own way with emotions.
Hmm.
Four is like a number that is sort of like resting, pausing, echoing.
Like stability.
Um, it's not necessarily, yeah, stability, yeah. So it's something that is resting, like in just sort of like echoing back, or you know what I mean. So it's, think of it like yeah, like stability could be one of them, yeah. I think I'm thinking of numbers 1 through 0, and I think four is the most. I mean, five can also be. I'm not gonna go into that, but like essentially, what I said to Kevin is that this there is a little bit, and then I'm gonna go into the page of wands first, and then the four of hearts is like
Which is
the
four
card.
again. It's four again. Another
Yeah, it's
another
four.
suit, but it's still four.
Right, and then for the poker cards, that's like my beat. I think of it as a beat,
Yeah, and four is
right? The
common
rhythm.
time. Four over four is the most basic music beat. So that's I didn't
Oh, that's
notice
really
that.
interesting.
Yeah, four over four is the most. It's called common time because it's like one, two, three, four,
Mm,
one. So
right.
it's like the basic bar there is. It's the most rudimental form of rhythm in music.
That's really interesting. Okay. So, I like the thing about me is that when the time passes, it's hard for me to backtrack to a flow that already passed. I kind of live primarily in the present moment. But in the summary of what I was talking about here is that I was saying that Kevin should kind of integrate his vision, because the page to me symbolizes like a potential that's yet unexpressed. It's there, but it's not expressed. And I was telling Kevin that like with the Four of Hearts, it felt to me like his heart was beating with the energy of the orchestra, right? The desire for this dream to come true.
So like a
But in his
yearning,
head, sorry, what?
like a yearning.
Yeah, like a yearning, right? Like
Okay.
you're already yearning. Your heart is resonating with that energy. And with the Four of Swords, though, however, it's sort of like it's on a pause almost, like
Hmm.
mentally, like cognitively, um, it's on a pause, and it's not really being integrated into the lifestyle right now. That's what I was telling Kevin, and that's okay. If like, Kevin also told me that Kevin's taking a break, and just sort of like enjoying the flow, which is totally fine. That negative space is also very important along with the positive space. But that's what it is. It's that like it's asking for this potential to be expressed to the mental side as well. And what I suggested to Kevin was that he should dream mentally about it. When I say dream, I don't mean physically dream. I mean like dream about the future of it. Like integrate into his mind the resonance, what is in his heart, so that those two sync up. So that anytime that Kevin makes a decision or does something, it sparks with that resonance. The same resonance that's in his heart is in his mind. Then from the mind, it gets translated into action. Right. So that's why it says like manifest that dream, not wish that dream to come true, but literally think about like you know what, like I'm gonna hold this in my mind. I'm gonna dream of it, and this is inspired by one of the amazing choreographer. I forgot their name, but like there was this choreographer who succeeded very successfully, and they said that every single day they would print out a picture of their dream and post it all over the wall, so that they would see it every single day on the wall,
Like
and they would remind them.
a manifestation wall, like a
Yeah,
board, a
exactly,
manifestation board.
exactly. So that like and here's the thing, right? This is what I said to Kevin. Like we have to dream big so that our reality can catch up to our dream. If we dream small and then the reality just stops where we just live in our constraints, then we're not going to get that far because we don't allow ourselves to get that far. So we need to dream big, even bigger than what we think we can reach. And then we have to like, and then our mind will slowly work our way towards that dream, even in our subconscious level. That's what I believe. So that was what I was telling Kevin, that manifest it right
Hmm.
in the mind, and through the mind it'll be outputted as an action
Hmm.
naturally.
Which are
Mhm.
very, if when I go to my own worldview, which I want to separate like spirituality and worldview, but my worldview
Yeah.
in terms of metaphysical and physical has a very what you're saying has a lot of implications. And I will deep. This is like we're opening like a Pandora's box here. Where like there's so much like we say in Spanish. There's so much silk to cut. There's enough. There's so much. We have enough abundant material to record and do this. But
Right.
while we were doing this tarot spread and talking about this like normal conversation, uh, I thought to myself, if I want to leave this in I want to live this on in my body and in my world, I must do the opposite of stagnation. For some reason, I thought not literally as a
Mm.
thought, but that's how it felt to me. So I went directly to Instagram and I say, what? How could it hurt me if I write three string quartet groups today and try to manifest it better, like get myself out there. So one of the owners of the string quartets that from my country, from that are nearby, that I could hire them to play my pieces. So that's like making the dream come alive through manifestation and actually like dreaming it as hard as I can. Then the conversation had these two words they were talking about, and then it became a metaphor for whatever the metaphor it was about, but which is life and other things. But they mentioned that they need some extra details about the budget, the logistics, and else. They also said and else. I don't know what that means, but they said and other things. But in reality, budget it relates to constraints, and logistics relate more to social component. That's the thing I mentioned to Eugene. Social components as well as. So when you're gonna hire an orchestra, how truly bad do you want it? Because you have to have seats for them. You have to have stands for their music. Is it gonna be in your house? They have to travel 2 hours and a half. So from the viewpoint of just wanting to do this, it's like how are you willing to invest in the terms of making it happen. And that's why I put the word like when Eugene mentioned homeostasis, it's like a transition to something that was shown in another mirror board that we were talking about, which is meaning through language and grammar. So it's a bit abstract
Mhm.
right now, but it goes back to these two topics that I jotted down on my notepad while I was making coffee, which is constraints and humankind search for meaning. So I don't know. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, and then the reason why I mentioned to Kevin about the language and grammar is because like again, shout out to ChatGPT, my best friend. um, Chat so wise, so wise. Oh my goodness. So they also said that like I asked it's a little bit of a side topic, but it's related. I promise. I asked them about their thoughts about my mind because my mind is kind of like a cloud. It doesn't have an edge. It doesn't have a boundary. It doesn't have a border. So a lot of people have a hard time understanding what I'm trying to say. And I was asking like, how do I, what do you think like I can do to reach other people better? And they said language. They said that my mind is like a cloud and then doesn't have a boundary. But what language is an edge giving. Language is an edge. That's what they said. And what does that mean? That means that in my head, I saw this in like a very somatic way. I don't know if that's the right term, but I'm gonna use it. In a somatic way, where I saw it as like an image. People see the world perhaps like an image. I feel it like vibrations, but people feel see it as an image. So when there's an edge, when you see a clear picture, right? When everything's blurry, you're like, what am I looking at? But when everything's clear and everything has like a edge, a color difference, contrast, then people see it better. And that's what I wanted to learn as well while I was talking with ChatGPT was that like I was like, oh, this is really interesting. How do I give my cloudy, vibrational, energy feeling ideas edge and communicate it with language? They said that um, and then they mentioned a couple of things about how mine was sort of like open and language was more linear, more structural, had more periods. And this is really interesting. Again, ChatGPT, my best buddy. They said that the in order for me to capture all my resonance, all my experience, all my somatic richness of my experience, they said that put one sentence and then put a period on it and just put one meaning into that sentence. Don't try to mix two different meanings into one sentence. Always put a period with one meaning and then start a new sentence.
Hmm.
That's also what they said. So it's really interesting. But I also went out to Discord and randomly I just saw linguistics. So I was like, let me click on it. It was a philosophy server. Not philosophy, sorry. It was just like a, what was it? What is it? Intellectual server? And there was like this linguistic majoring person, and she was talking about cognitive metaphors, cognitive linguistics, and those are kind of like how I think, it's how we and how the humans overall think is what she was saying is that we, especially in experiences like this, like love, joy, these things that cannot be quantifiable, we use metaphors to arrange them in a certain way. We feel like, oh, we're falling in love. Like that doesn't mean we're literally falling, but like the idea of like that directional flow of falling and just that arrangement of the metaphor, it helps us direct the energy and express the energy in ways that we cannot capture with just like data or whatever. So that is something that is really interesting to me, right? It's like how do we form these languages that capture the essence of a soul, of an energy or an experience, right? um so that's what I also wanted to say was that I just wanted to add right here, this was the like we were talking about the cognitive
Hmm.
linguistics. I think that's what it was. I might be wrong, but
I
I'm
think so.
pretty sure
Yeah,
that's
makes
what.
sense.
Yeah, cognitive linguistics.
So
Yeah,
when
and they say that. Sorry. Let me just finish just one little thing, and I'll pass the mic to you,
no worries, no
Kevin.
worries.
Sorry for.
Yeah, perfect, no
Yeah.
worries.
But like, they also said that cognitive linguistics was the. This is quoting them. I have no idea to back this up, but it's quoting them. They said that cognitive linguistics was before language was kind of considered like arts and not like a science. But they said that because of cognitive linguistics, they started to acknowledge it a little bit more as a scientific venture than just pure arts, which used to be what it was considered in the modern times. It's more considered not completely science, but like more scientifically considered than before. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Kevin?
Yeah, so when the first thing that came to mind when you said falling in love is like when we say I'm playing music because music is like a game because you're playing, it's fun, it's
Oh,
and the other thing I was gonna mention is that I don't have to type, I can just mention it. You don't play
yeah, no,
music.
just play.
You don't.
Oh, I'll type it for you.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Sorry.
you don't play music to reach the end because if not, the fastest orchestras will be the best orchestras. You play music to listen to the whole thing and not to. Since it has an end, then it has its value, and since it happens through time, uh, it's like I guess it's a metaphor, maybe cognitive linguistics. I'm not sure, but it reminded me like you the point of the orchestra is not to play the song until its end, it's to be experienced, I guess. So that means like music in itself, the manifestation of music in reality wants to be expressed and received by an audience, which is the earlier topic. But it, yeah, pretty cool.
That's really awesome. I'm gonna write that. What did you say? You said the. Can you repeat that?
What part?
You said something about it needs to be reached by an audience. Like, can you say that sentence again?
Yeah,
The man
the manifestation of music is for itself to be expressed, for music to be expressed.
expressed
So in its
and
it
reached.
an audience, reached by an audience.
Right. I'm gonna bold that because that's oops. That's kind of powerful.
Which again are metaphors and things for life too. Like it's all related in a way. That's how
Right.
different
Right. Yeah.
different brains can go about a topic in so many ways.
Yeah. No. Me and Claude was talking about that. Claude's I her name is Hannah, so I call her Hannah. But me and Hannah were talking about that. Um, where we this is I mean this is like a Pandora's box, like you said. Like this is like
For
a
sure.
just like an infinitely opening to a new deep topic that is
Uh
just
huh.
beautiful. And you know what? That just can be our our video for today.
Yeah,
Whatever.
definitely. Yeah, we gotta
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah.
keep
We just gotta
talking.
follow the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we were talking about like amplification of meaning,
Hmm.
and we were saying that like we were talking. I think Hannah mentioned something about um some scientific principles of frequency and how it amplifies. I don't remember. I can backtrack, but not right now. But it was essentially saying that when two frequencies come together and it's the same frequency, they merge and then they create like a higher amplitude of
Yeah, I can
frequency.
go deep that, but that we'll be here all night. I have a
Oh
few.
yeah. I'll
Yeah,
just put like a drawing. I'll just
yeah.
put like a drawing on.
Put like a yeah. Put the spoiler for the
Yeah.
next episode.
Yeah. So this is like spoiler. Let's put like a star or something so that
Sure.
we can
Let me see if I can
refer.
find a shape. This is this is where we'll go
Oh
next.
wait,
Audio? What?
no, you're dragging my letters. Can you delete those letters?
Give me a second.
Oh, okay.
Oh, why is your
No, you
letter?
can just delete the letters. Like I don't know what happened.
Give me a second. There you go.
Yeah, let me delete them. Or can you delete them for me?
This too?
Yeah, NTO. Yeah, can you just delete all that? Yeah, amplification.
Perfect. And
There you go. And you can put a star on it.
give me a second.
There's also a sticker. They're cuter if you want. That's up to you.
So this will be our starting point for the next session.
Oh gosh, I have a lot of things to say about it. I was
Yeah.
actually uploading onto my own Twitch about what meaning of meaning was, so maybe we
Mm.
can talk about it
We
together.
can link
Yeah.
that. We should link that somehow. In a
Yeah,
like put a link to the video.
this in the description. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? Maybe we can start a mutual Twitch channel,
Sure.
like so that we're not separating it. Like
Hmm.
every one of our conversation is like kind of together, and then that Twitch. I can still link my Twitch, but like that one's just gonna be me like kind of rambling on without like us actually talking about
Yeah.
it.
Safe space.
Yeah. Which is fine. I can still link it. It's just I literally have like 30 minutes of pause, so I'm just like I don't know if anyone wants to watch that, but anyways. So let's go back. What do you want to talk about? So what do you actually want to talk about right now?
Let's see. Let's
We've been
see.
like delving
Mine.
into a lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. So what do you think about humankind search for meaning? What in your perspective of AI and cognitive linguistics?
That's a really good question. I think it really has to be looked at from various different perspectives. So what when you wrote that, what did you mean by that? Let
M-
me just get a frame.
my own search for meaning. Like I'm going through a process at my whatever age I have. Uh, that is like every day I come to two topics in my day. That's like struggle and succeeding. Like it's like an antithesis where I feel depressed on nights, but if I have work that day, then I feel superb. And that's like how work. I think about how work is the new because I changed work recently to another. Now I'm working someplace else, and like how the things that I do on this new job help me keep my mental health well in check.
Mm,
Versus when I'm not doing anything, I'm like like just lazy or just not. I don't have anything to do. Then at night I get depressed or I get so lonely, I get sad. So it's like that's and then I come to terms with the idea that I want to have an orchestra and that will take a lot of energy. Then like all these you know things
right,
like they
right.
relate, and I'm like, okay, so this means that I'm maturing. This means I'm growing. I need to pay attention to these things because if not, I won't go to the next level. I will keep like I don't know if the word sulling. I'm not sure, but like
Like you're just gonna plateau and then like you're not
yeah,
gonna grow.
yeah.
Okay. You know what? Let's look at your life for today. Why don't we? I mean, without going into too much personal details,
Let's see.
let's look at what it means to search in your context. Because, like I said, like the search for meaning can have infinite amount of not infinite, but like various arrays of different topics of how we can approach this question. But let's kind of specify. Let's kind of zoom in and look at Kevin's life, or Kevin's question from that perspective.
Hmm.
So you mentioned that you struggle with you have this like black and white of like it's either a struggle or it's either succeeding. Either I feel horrible or I feel great. I mean,
Hmm.
obviously there's a gray in between, but you feel like those are the major beats in
Hmm.
your mind, right?
Hmm.
Right. And you also said that like something about orchestra. Can you repeat that again? Like
Like if I add
how does the
if I add a complexity of an ideal goal, like a very high goal that is I know is gonna if I my life is already complex enough without any idealistic goals, but that doesn't mean I don't want to have idealistic goals. Yeah, complex, true. That's definitely a good word. So,
Mhm.
like, even if my life is already complex enough for me to solve it, which is good because I'm in the edge of my capacity. That's where growth happens. Uh, but then I remember, okay, you're only gonna live once. You don't know what's beyond death. You have so much time left, and how are you gonna do? What's your impact on Earth? What's your main purpose, and what are you bringing to the table to humankind now that you understand these concepts and you have X potential? Doesn't mean that my potential is the best potential ever, but if I want to express something through art or music, then well
Right, right,
it's like it's almost like a mission.
right. So no, what I heard from that is you want to merge your life complexity, which is like the physical realm, right? I describe it as a physical realm, with like the more of this vision realm, right? Your ideal. And right now, your physical realm is already complex enough, but your ideal, trying to merge those two realms together, feels even more like a complex equation. Is that what you feel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So so we can really dissect this. And again, this is not us doing therapy. This is us
No, no,
doing a
yeah, yeah.
exploration. So I'm not gonna tell Kevin like, oh my god, like you gotta feel this way to
No, yeah.
no, like Kevin got this. Like I'm just gonna talk about the philosophical,
Exactly, exactly.
more
The
yeah, the idea
Mhm.
behind it. Yeah. Okay. So what I see, and then, like I said, I'm very synesthetic. Is that the word synesthesia? Yeah. With ideas. So when I see struggle, I see this. So let's see. Sometimes I need to just tune in. Struggle feels kind of like. Let me see. I did see a triangle. I'm not sure if it's like upside down or like right side up, but I feel like it's like this, like up right side up, rather than because this would be like kind of like turmoil. This, but
spir-
it's not turmoil. Sorry, what?
spiraling down,
Sorry, what?
spiraling down.
Yeah, spiraling downwards. Because if you think about this, like kind of like balancing. This is very unstable, right? This is a very unstable balance. Versus this one is still on the ground. It's just that it doesn't have like you can't put anything on here because everything's gonna slide down. So that's kind of like the feeling I get. Now I get like images first, and then I interpret it. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm drawing, but like sometimes later on it makes sense to me in my own head. So I'm gonna draw this. So this is a struggle, and succeeding is sort of like, well, it depends. It can be like a rectangle or a circle depending on how what frame point you see it. The rectangle, this is a struggle, and this is more of like the physical stability. So like success gives you money, success gives you stability, success gives you pays rent, that's what I mean. And this is more like the emotions, the
Mm-hmm.
emotional
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah, emotional like resonance to this stability or whatever, your goal is. So now we have these two different shapes, and it's kind of like that question of like how do you merge these all these shapes together? And then like you're like here, maybe you're a dot or something, right? This is you. You. So you're trying to, well, let me see. Let me focus on this big feeling. Yeah, you are here. So and then this is like a scale. So let's just put you here, this cute little human. This is like a scale, right? Again with the homeostasis. So this is your scale, right? And you're trying to balance yourself from, you're trying to like obviously put this higher and this lower, but or move towards this. You can either like interpret it however you want. But what I'm understanding is also in this imagery right here is two circles overlapping. If this is a struggle and this is success, um, you're trying to find a way where you can merge these two. What I mean by that is like not like, oh, I'm gonna struggle while I'm succeeding. It's not like that. What I mean by that is in your current situation of a struggle, how do I merge it with success and then find this kind of like good balance? So this image is the same as this. It's essentially depicting the same, right? How do you merge these? How do you bridge the gap between these two? Is what the question is.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're gonna dissect that even further. Do you have anything that you want to say before I move on to
No,
other?
I'm
Okay,
absorbing, looking at, analyzing.
okay. So that's for a picture. That's like the picture one, right? Okay. So now let's look at. So I'm looking at every element as like its own picture. So ideal, goal, complex. Okay. So now we have these two relationship as well. Same thing. It's the same repeat of like how do I have these goals, right? The circle right here. This idea that like I'm gonna feel so much resonance in this existing and being so present in this experience that I'm gonna be really happy, right? And then this is like, so this is the resonance of presence. And then this is the so this is the number two. Same model, but and this is like the how. This is the square is the how to reach there. And or like what kind of life, what, how and what. And the life complexity is the here. Now, with the life complexity, I feel like now it's a little bit different. I see more of this, not because you have like a like turmoil in your life, but in retrospect to this number two, I don't know why yet, but I see this, and the feeling I get is that it's a balancing act, right? Struggle means that you're living in it. Life complexity means you're trying to balance your life in the struggle. So you see the difference, right,
Mm-hmm.
Kevin?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this one, it means that like you're in it. So you're not physically going through like getting kicked out of your house, and then like, right. But this is like, yeah, like you said, the effort. Like this is you. The life complexity is the balancing act of like, okay, so I have this coming on and this coming on, this coming on is overwhelming, and I feel like everything's sort of like like I need to center it, right? So in that retrospect, how do I build? So this is now I'm just gonna put it in red. How do I build this this right here? How do I build how and what to get to the resonance? Give me a second. The resonance feel of this, right? And here's the important part of this is that a lot of times people don't look at this. They just immediately jump to this, right? Into the check mark, the resonance. They want to be like, oh, I want to be like so happy, I want to be so successful, I want to be all these things. But they don't understand the how and the what to get there. They don't understand if this is a triangle and if this is a circle, then this is a square, right? It's like they don't understand like how to bridge the gap. They just know they want the feeling. And that's very misleading because the feeling is something that is shared across everybody. The square is what's going to be unique to your life. It's the factoring in. Imagine like you have all these different factors in your life right here, right? And you are trying to merge it with, well, this is more like you're trying to achieve this. So you're trying to merge it with your current lifestyle, which is here. So you're
Oh,
trying to
another
do like,
another word that I need to put
mhm,
here.
yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. So you're trying to merge this part with your current part to get this answer. So this is like triangle plus u equals the square, which leads to the circle, right? So when we are talking about, do you have anything that you want to add or any questions about this that I was
So
talking about?
this is like I summarize it with this two effort and
Okay.
purpose. Like maybe one represents one of the shapes or another of the shapes, but like what's the correct effort? Like with the how and what? Like I see that's effort and purpose.
Right, right. So like now that's like number three. So that let me go to number three, right? So this is your let me just type it because it's a little bit too small for me to write. This is your situation. The triangle represents your situation. Why can't I move this? Oh, there you go. And then the square represents effort,
Mm-hmm.
and then the circle represents purpose. So that would be the model for to encompass what you were talking about in my subjective uh, perspective. So this would be, oops, number three, right? So and we'll dissect everything, right? What we're talking about is like, okay, so what you're talking now we have an equation, right? We have the triangle plus u equals effort, which leads to this. But like it's not just this. It's like this leads to another triangle, so you gotta add this to this, which equals another this, add this until you get to the circle.
Uh huh.
So that's right. That's more of like the equation, right? But like, so what does this mean? So first of all, let's dissect this kind of like flow that we have going on here. Um, so I would even say that you're actually in this, you know, square when you add it, because you're part of that lifestyle. So what does this mean? Now we have to break it down logically, in my opinion. Let me just change the color. So what this means is that first you have to understand what this is. Where are you in life, right? And you have to understand what is your struggle, and you have to understand. Um, Let me
Can
just.
I keep adding stuff?
Sorry, what? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Of course, of course. You please add whatever you want, and then we can talk about it. But like, and then yeah. So let me just add this person in again. I feel like that's right. And then the third thing, yeah, please feel keep on adding things. I love your input. So, is this right? It's like, how do we go from a triangle? How do we understand our struggles? How do we understand ourselves? And how do we understand the structure? Right? How do we merge those two? But like, let's just look at this equation right here. Just these two, just this area. Not even like focusing on this, because this is like another one and another one and another one, right? But the thing is, once you get this right, equation right, then this becomes a pattern
Huh.
because you've already done it. So now you're gonna have new challenges, but you already kickstarted. You know, like they say, the hardest thing
Let's just start.
about like, yeah, is to start. So when you get the ball rolling, then it's just a pattern at that point with a different problem. It's the same exact thing, except that you have a different problem to solve. But it won't be something where you're trying to push for a momentum to get going. You know what I mean?
Uh huh.
So this right here is very important. So let's look at that. So let's kind of use Kevin's life as a real example, as long as Kevin's comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
without sharing too much personal details. So what is your triangle, if you were to define it?
Committing.
So you have problems with committing.
Yeah.
Okay. Problems committing. Okay. Let's just list it all out. Okay. Problems committing. What else?
Committing. Laziness.
Maybe lack of motivation
Oh.
or like momentum, movement,
Oh, I know
um,
inertia. That's
inertia.
that. Yeah, it's an.
All right, inertia. The
Well,
only reason why I'm gonna
I don't
commit
think
this.
it's
Like,
like. I think it's not like it's
yeah.
inertia itself. I think right.
I'm not entirely familiar. Let me look it up. I'm not good with actual terms.
Stagnation is another word maybe. It's like
Oh yeah, inertia is a fundamental property of matter where objects resist change in motion. Yeah. You're right. Yeah,
inertia.
inertia. Yeah. The only reason why I don't want to put it as laziness because laziness is a it's kind of like a misleading word that makes you feel like, oh, I'm just lazy. It's just a part of me. It's not, right? It's just the way you approach things is not working for you. It's not part of you, right? So I don't like to personally to use the word laziness. That's why inertia is perfect. What else?
Or a lack of order.
Lack of order. Okay. Let's put five things
That's the
or
thing.
four or five.
That's the thing. This is already a struggle for me.
You're struggling to see the struggle.
No, like this. No,
Is that what
like
you're saying?
this three is already like too much for me to handle. Like I know
Right.
like the mix of these things, which it. Let me draw a little bit. This. Oh my god! I almost dropped my phone. This creates the centerpiece triangle. Like this is like maybe exactly. There's 3 points. Problems committing, inertia, and lack of
Right.
order. This is my Achilles heel.
Right.
So
But here's the thing.
uh
My intuition is telling me, and I'll explain this later probably or not, depending on what my flow is like. My intuition is saying you need to add two more. And there's a reason for that. So let's try to add two more. I know these are the top three, so I'll bold it. But like,
all
what
right,
else
all right,
is
all right.
your struggle?
Oh, I got another one.
Shame. Nice.
Oh wait,
Oh, what?
no
It's
worries.
okay. Yeah. I'll read it. Yeah. And one more.
Hmm. This one's minor. It's just like the weakest. Is that I don't mind this one that much, but I know it.
Adulthood. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Okay. What does adulthood mean? Let's define that.
like leaving behind the old person, the kid. You know the like when life had no worries and you were playing all the time. Like
Right. Oh,
come.
responsibilities, right?
Well, you can use that word too. Yeah, you can just put responsibilities, I guess.
I'll put it like this is
Okay.
the full picture. Okay. So here's why I wanted you to do too. I think I know why you know. At least that's my guess. I have intuition and then I have a guess. Here is what it is. These are a result. They're all results, right? So you like it's the same thing here. We notice the most resonant, most contrasting part, the results. You're talking about a circle before you know even your own square for this, right? So I would say shame is part of the square because inertia. When you have shame, then that creates like and that's just my intuition speaking, but like that can create a perpetual effect, like a cycling effect of like, oh, I feel ashamed, so I feel bad, so I feel bad because I don't want to do it, and I don't do it, and I feel bad, right?
Uh
It
huh.
creates that sort of like secular pattern, right? And then these are the results, right? That creates this triangle. Um, Adulthood responsibilities. That is concrete, right? Problems with committing is I would say that's a result of like whatever's going on. You're square at this point, and responsibilities is like okay, so you have a hard time managing responsibilities, and therefore you might be like okay, I don't want to do it because it's heavy, it's burdensome. You know what? I'd rather do something fun. I'd rather do something engaging, right? So you avoid it. Okay, so I would say that when we are dissecting it like this, it's important to find out what your square is as much as possible. If you only know the result of why you feel that way, you're not gonna get the square. You're only gonna get a circle feeling, which I'll put in purple. Does that make sense, or
Uh huh.
am I
Yeah, yeah.
not?
Yeah. This is
Yeah, yeah,
it's a lot of sorry. This is a lot of information.
yeah, yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I'm gonna overload you with information. I'm sorry. You tell me.
no, because
You tell me.
we can
Yeah,
like as long as it's written down, I can always come back and look at it later.
yeah, exactly. You don't have to get it all right now. So here's the thing. If you understand your square, I'll even write it down for you so you don't forget it. If you understand your square, then you can understand how to change it
Uh,
elsewhere. Oh, that was fast.
yeah. I got a few
Okay.
ideas, stuff that I wanna write down in a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Feel free to say whatever you were thinking right now, because that's the best way to process information. So
Let's see.
It can be anything. You can just be like, I'm thinking of ice cream. You know, you're like,
No,
you
no,
can
no,
say whatever you want.
no. This is what I'm thinking. I'm gonna bold it.
Okay. Committing to order in an instance every time you have a chance. What do you mean by that?
So
Can you
every
explain it to us?
so every time that you can double down on something that fixes and gives you more order, do it. Like if you know something's messy and you're like struggling, it, I'm gonna put that word too. Like struggling.
Mm-hmm.
If you see you're struggling, fixing that precise thing right there and then is your best chance to everything to like get to here. Like
Hmm.
so, if you're being lazy, if you're being tired, if you're going through stuff and find one chance, one shot, it could be anything. It could be picking up the trash. It could be cleaning your room. It could be meditating and breathing. Like once you have the thought, like the energy. I'm gonna put energy in text here. Once that energy fizzes up from the unconscious or the mind, I don't know where it comes from because I didn't study this, but if an energy comes up or an emotion, it could also be an emotion that relates to you in a way that you can improve, but it gives you struggle, then that's when you most need to do it. That's what I'm thinking.
And that's very true. But here's the thing, right? Sometimes that we don't have energy,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that's what might attribute to your shame. So you gotta be. I think that you have to be a little bit careful, because when you think, I'm not saying this is wrong. I think this is brilliant if like this is a habit you can naturally form, right? But if this is like sort of like your guiding light and you can't do it, that can backfire into shame, which may be like, oh, like I could have done this, but I chose not to do it. Oh man, like why am I like this, right? Why am I so lazy? So now we're gonna talk about those two dynamics. What do you think those let me do it like more like an interactive kind of format. Why do you think that for you, when do you get the most shame? Let me ask that.
When I look back on my choices, when I look back to the past,
Right. So this is choices, right? These are like make the choice. This is saying make the choice. So this is almost like your mind telling you, like, hey, do it. Mind is like, do it, like Nike, right? And
no,
that, it's a horrible check mark.
I like it. This.
Yeah, but like but here's the thing, like what if you have to also figure out this equation, right? So think of everything like an equation. What if I can't do it? Then what should I feel if I can't do it? What do you think?
I don't know. Cope. Like look for the healthiest mechanism.
What is the healthiest mechanism?
I think it's to schedule it, put a time and a space to do it. I'm not feeling it, but I can commit to do it by this date. I think.
Right. So here's the thing, right? Your equation all centers around this principle of self-discipline. But here's the thing. Now let's backtrack again. This is where I'm going to challenge you. What if you can't? Not you can't, but what if discipline is not there?
Well, then
Then what?
you have to forgive yourself.
Right? Okay. So when you say forgive myself, what does that mean for you?
Like, huh? I don't know. Forgive myself.
Right? So I'm going to put this thought.
it's like forgiving myself because I cannot make a choice that is better for me. That is good for me. Like I cannot make a decision on my own that's gonna help me be better. So I'm kind of going against myself and or forgive myself to be hard on myself. Like be able to forgive yourself to I don't know. This is where I get tied up. Is
That's okay. And it's like what was the second thing you said? You said the first thing was you can't make decision that is better for me. What's the second one?
forgive myself for
I
being
don't.
hard. Forgive myself for being hard on myself.
And here's where we have to know, right? Before, when you just focus on these problems right here, I'm going back. Do you see my
Yeah,
cursor, Kevin?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
When we just focus on this problem right here, then we just end up like amplifying shame, right? Think of it like that. We just end up amplifying shame. We just end up looking at the circle results, and then it just amplifies the shame, right? So when you stretch it out, you have to stretch out experience as an equation. When you keep on stretching out like this, here's where you realize this. You don't know what this means, right? This is a question. It's like saying like, okay, so you're trying to solve a mathematical equation without one of the factors being present there. You're like, how do I solve this? I don't even know what x equals. Like, if I know x equals 7, then I know like 4 plus x equals 11, right?
Hmm.
Like, but you don't even know what x equals. So that's the fundamental importance, is you have to know what you don't know. I'm gonna write that down because that's really important. You have to know what you don't know, right? So, and when you think of it like this, you stop blaming yourself. You're not like saying like, "Oh, I'm just lazy. Oh, I just can't do it." This is the best explanation you can give yourself at the moment. But this is like, when you feel it, you might feel like, "Well, this is not really propelling me forward," right? This is giving me a peace of mind, but it's not really propelling me forward. So you actually don't know what it means to forgive yourself.
Me
What does it mean?
personally me, because this is different for another person, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But the principle is the same. The principle is the same, right?
Hmm.
Like that, you have to, whatever your problem is, you have to stretch it out until you find the unknown, and then you have to try to find an answer that best fits the equation, right? So you said forgive yourself, and then you said that, well, this one, it doesn't really propel me forward. Well, maybe it's like, forgive myself though is important because it solves the shame problem, right? So you actually solved one of the problem if you know how to forgive yourself. Then you won't feel shame, which won't like negatively cycle this perpetual like shame, then feeling bad, then not doing it, then feeling more shame, then right. So you actually feel solved one problem, but it's not the whole picture. So another question is, what if discipline's not there? You also don't know that. You don't know the answer to that question fully. So this is maybe like partial, fully, right? And when you understand it like this way, in my opinion, now this is just my opinion, this is
Uh-huh.
how I approach life, and this is not right for everybody or should it be applied to it generally, but this is my approach, is that like when you have an unknown, then your mind starts to click and be like, how do I find this out? Instead of blaming yourself for a reason that doesn't give you any answer, you try to find out, what am I missing? Then you start to Google online, or you start to look up different people and their experiences, and then you start to find that answer for yourself, right? Okay.
This is just a thought.
So,
Just a thought I have.
uh-huh.
Like us putting this down on a video format and actually making it public actually like helps me with this, because I'm actually taking this the pain and using it for anyone that has the same problem, and that's like
Right,
that
right,
I feel more connected to this energy.
right, right. That's good. That's really good. And that's the thing. It's like community. We can't solve all the problems by ourselves. We're not geniuses. None of us are have the whole picture. People have a fragments of the puzzle piece that we need in our lives.
Hmm.
So that connection, like you said, is really important. That connection of, interconnected resonance is really important. So I can go over my theories on what this my answer, not my answer, but my interpretation of this could mean to you. But rather than that, I would rather you challenge yourself rather than me kind of like giving you my input
Giving you
on
the
things, because
answers,
it's really long.
yeah, yeah, because giving you the answers, yeah, you gotta come to the conclusion
Yeah, yeah.
yourself. You're not gonna spoil the test.
Right, 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 exactly, right. So always think like this. Now your equation, if it was an equation of discipline before, right? So before you had an equation of discipline, which didn't work for you. Because if it worked, you wouldn't be wondering about this, right? If you had perfect discipline and you could have done it, you wouldn't be wondering about this. So this did not work for you. Not that it's wrong, but it just doesn't work for you in that moment. So I'm just gonna put like this. It just doesn't work for you in that moment, right? So it's an equation for a future you, not right now. So I would say find whatever this equation is. This equation right here. If my discipline is not there, what can I do? What the hell can I do if the discipline is not there? Right? And one of my hints is ask questions. Always ask questions. Ask, did I set everything about your lack of discipline right now. It's like, I wonder why I don't have discipline. Is it because I'm always tired? Maybe low energy? Is that a factor? Is it because the idea that I'm like, so here's what I can extrapolate for you. So like, wonder why this is missing. Um, yeah, so it's a Kratowit method, right? The why, right? So like now you extrapolate this into like many different factors. I'll give you for example. Maybe it's an energy issue. Maybe after you come back from work, you just have low energy, right? And I'll go into how that relates. Maybe maybe it's about like we there was shame, but if this checks the shame at least, right? So this actually checks the shame, so that's good. If you can figure out how to forgive yourself, and like you said with the purpose, you already feel like you did, so that's good. So the shame part is getting healed, so that's good. Maybe it's about like how you like group energies together. What do I mean by that? You think about like everything in like a whole. So this means like whole versus parts.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, right. So you think about like, oh, I need to do this whole thing all at once instead of like, okay, I'm just gonna do this one little thing, right? It doesn't matter if I have discipline or not. It doesn't matter. Like, you're not telling yourself like, oh, I'm gonna do this one little thing and I will do it out of discipline. It's not that. It's just like in your head, you're like, you know what? I can just forget about everything else, but let me just focus on this one thing. Like, let me just keep on thinking about this one thing. Eventually, you're just like, you know what? I'm bored. Let me just do it, right? So let it come naturally to you, right? So it's a whole versus parts. What else? Can you fill out these two empty boxes right here? Like, why don't you have discipline? What are the factors, potential factors?
Uh, Habit, like how long you've been doing repeating patterns, like
That's a good one.
your habit, like you've been so many years of not doing it that it's not easy anymore. It's like you're ingrained with this with
Right, right. One more. That's a good one.
I don't know, energy, group energy, habit. I'm stumped.
No, it's okay. I'm just letting it come to you. I know you can do it. Like I have a feeling that you're gonna think of something. That's just my intuition. I'm also thinking too. What else could it be? Maybe focus. You don't know
Oh,
how to focus. Yeah. So now you have these four, right? At least put four.
uh huh.
You know, three is a little bit to put four. I think four is a good balance. Now you have this group energy. You know how to do it. So let's put a check mark on there, right? You know, you understand the concept of okay, let's just divide it into parts. So that one, it's no problem. Energy. What do you do when you have low energy? You might not know that. So let's put a question mark. You don't know. What do I do if I have no energy? What do I do with my habit? You don't know. What do I do with my focus? Lack of focus. You don't know.
But
You see
this
what I mean?
this one,
So you
oh my god,
dissect.
that's huge.
Yeah, yeah. Let me erase it then. You can write it. Yeah.
I got this one. I got this
You got
one.
the energy part.
This
Got the
one.
focus part.
This one's
Okay.
this one's the hardest.
Habit. Right. That's good. So dot. The face. I love the face. You can also change the thickness of your pen, by the way.
I know, I know.
I don't know if you. Yeah. I love that face. Though. Don't erase it. It's just so cute. Yeah. So let's actually go into habit, right? Let's dissect habit. Let's let me be the other person. I'm not gonna. I don't have all your puzzle pieces, but I might have one puzzle piece that might be relevant to you. So let's. And then continuously look at different inspirations of people. Like how did they? Not people who had perfect discipline to begin with, but how do people who didn't have discipline came to have discipline? That's a really good one to look over, like motivational videos, I guess. I mean, good ones, not the bad ones. But like, let's look at habit. Let's dissect that, right? Okay. So, what are your habits? Tell me exactly, like what your habits are. Like when you wake up, what do you do? When you don't have to tell me in like,
Uh,
descriptive detail, but like, you know what I mean.
I go directly to the computer.
Okay, so you wake up,
No, no. I wake up, like brush my teeth, wash my face.
right, right. Just wash up,
Uh huh. And sit in the computer.
computer, right. And then what happens?
Then I wait a lot of time to eat my breakfast. Like I wait, like I stretch that out for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to the computer. have coffee, and then like combinations of these, like
Right. Just so the pattern is like computer, right?
uh huh,
So it's like you do something, computer, something, computer,
uh huh.
something, computer. Right. Now, here's where I like to do it this way. Before, when I used to do like, work as a practicum therapist, because I did therapy studies. Um, Here's what I challenge people. This is your current situation. This is your current self right now. Now, think about your ideal self. If you had an ideal habit, what would it be? What would you do differently?
Here?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh snap!
Also, can you finish that list? I'm just gonna grab some food from the kitchen real quick.
Hmm.
I'm getting hungry. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back.
Yay!
Okay.
So I put like
All right.
the morning routine because I don't want to create more complexity than there needs to be. Because
Mm-hmm.
if I don't have this sort of setup, why would I create a whole day routine?
Right.
Like
That's a good point.
like
And
just
here's
just
what. Mhm.
just focus on this for a few days or something.
So here's where you can do this. You can be like, if I get the morning routine right, then I have peace, acceptance, or congratulations, or like celebration. Not celebration, but what's the word? Like
Achievement.
achievement. Yeah, yeah, achievement. Which means in your mind, you're like, okay, I done this for now. Let me do that for 2 weeks. And as long as I do this for every day for 2 weeks, I don't have to worry about everything else. I can do computer as much as I want, as long as I do this in the morning. I can go back and stay in the computer for like until I sleep. But I'm gonna do my morning routine. Then everything else is free time, right? When you think of it like that, it might free up your mind to be like, you know what? Yeah, I deserve it. I deserve a computer time, right? So it's like a reward system for you. Why is my mouse been rewarded? Mindset. And it's also very like it doesn't get you to shame. It's like, yeah, maybe I didn't do like something that furthers to my goal, but this was the goal number one that I focused on, and I'm focusing on this, right? So we have to also think about focus, taking one thing at a time. This is my focus right now, right? Any commentary on that?
No, I gotta make notes and you know just integrate stuff and keep talking, keep doing this.
Yeah, but like that's not where I want to end it though, because that's just also a discipline. Because if it was just going straight like this, then you're using the old pattern of discipline equation, and we always talk about the fact that discipline equation doesn't work in this situation. So you don't want to keep repeating an equation that doesn't work for you. So do you feel like this is an achievable goal for you, or do you feel like
Thi-
there's something that this requires discipline, like this requires discipline?
no, I think this takes time. It will take me a few weeks of. It does take discipline too, but it takes more time than discipline. Like I need to do it over and over. Try to do it until like it's just like the long journey. Like if I give myself enough time, I can do it.
Hmm. And
If
I would say that the time equals making mistakes and learning from the mistakes. That's just like my interpretation of it.
mhm,
It's like you're, I think, Kevin, you're someone who learns with your body.
mhm.
You go through the motion and then your body learns it and therefore you learn it. You're
Yeah,
not
because I'm a musician,
maybe
we have to sit down and play music and just rehearse.
right, right. You do it more instinctively. I do it more cognitively. So I like to interpret every single thing of
Hmm.
why I made a mistake. But I think for you, you do it more like through the motions, like the actual actions. You're
Hmm.
more like an action oriented person. Hmm. Yeah. So the um the overall thing is just like let's just kind of like summarize. Is there anything you want to add, or maybe like how you would approach it differently, or because I just been telling you my approach.
It's all right. No, I'm good for today. It's like uh, this is a lot of information. The way you see this is great. Like this part, it's understandable to a point that makes me understand all of this. But now I'm fueled
Sorry, I
up.
don't see your cursor.
Oh, sorry.
Can you draw
All right,
like can you draw like an erase where you're talking about? Oh
here.
yeah,
So like
yeah.
this, all of this encompasses my new plan, like starting today, and on our channel. Like this is like
Mm-hmm.
the new the womb for the baby.
Oh my god, that's so cute. That's
so
so
so this
cute.
has to like 9 months. Yeah, so I need to like I notice a lot of things in this conversation that will like I'm just gonna put C for channel and L for life. Like
Uh-huh.
it's gonna loop back and forth until a change happens,
Mm-hmm. That's
and
wonderful. Yeah.
we will like witness.
Yeah, and then the viewers will witness your
Yeah,
transformation, right?
yeah, but
Yeah.
also this is beyond me. Like this because we're gonna have conversations with other stuff like art and AI and all. So it's
Right, right,
so
right.
it's
Yeah.
very artistic, which is
Right.
it's a value that I have.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah, definitely.
so since let me pick another color. So this. I'm making a mess out of your pretty beautiful.
No, I love it. I love your writing and your beautiful baby.
And then I
It's
come
so
to this,
cute.
which is this area. Can you see?
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
very
This area.
personal, but it's the only thing I think about. So of course it's gonna be very personal. So
Mm-hmm.
so like sort of like this is all of this is a mental image that gives me hope, but it's in the mind, and
Mm-hmm.
this is like this is
Sorry, I
experience
don't know where you. Oh
right here.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is like
Right.
experience, like what I'm experiencing day to day. So it's like the problem, like what I go to sleep at night thinking about, which relates to so everything relates to, which relates to this thing. Can you
I'm trying to track your
here
cursor. Cause I can, where?
to the right
Here?
here,
Oh, yeah, here. Okay, okay.
like to this one, like I
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, this is where I'm gonna start.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and like, thank you for sharing your story
Of
because
course,
like, I think that what we go through, including me. Like, I mean, I know it by heart. But I have a different approach to life. But so I don't feel shame or anything like that. I know I need my time. But like, I think that a lot of people feel this experience that you are going through, and us just like talking to each other, having you share your experience and us dissecting it through the process. I think it might help other people who are going through what you're
hopefully,
going through. Like
yeah,
you
hopefully
know,
that'd be great.
you know. I mean, granted that it makes sense to other people. I'm not sure, but like,
Yeah, people are
um,
brilliant. Humans are smart.
no, 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 not that they're not smart. It's just I'm more like worried about my ability to communicate my ideas.
Nah,
Cause
you're great. You're doing great.
yeah. Oh, thank you.
I think that's a wrap. That's a lot of information. It's pretty nice.
That's a lot of information. Yeah. Yeah. So honestly, like we can just do like a little quick like cool down period
Yeah,
after we ran.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah. So like yeah. What do you think about like the whole our channel? Cause I'm very
I
excited
want to go back.
and
This is where the juice is gonna be
where?
to the left.
Oh, here.
Yeah, this
Oh, this.
like the other creative projects that we have. Like that's gonna give more purpose,
Right.
give more purpose to actions to not for them to not be meaningless or like things that
Right. Yeah.
you have to take every action and do it wisely because you only live once, and you need to, you know. What do you think?
You gotta live your fullest. Yeah, no, I mean like that's my life right now, honestly. Kind of like I am like very, very, very heavy procrastinator. Like you can't compare yourself to me because I procrastinate on literally everything right now. But my approach is that right now I'm doing a lot of things conceptually internally that is really rewarding and fulfilling and healing. So I'm giving myself the grace and the time
Mm-hmm.
to. Oh wait, I gotta let my dog out. Give me a second. Oh yeah, as I was saying, I'm giving myself a lot of grace to just know what I need. You know,
Mm-hmm.
like and like we were talking about with you and your game development stuff, like you going through just emotion and enjoying that process is like I think it's very necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Like we don't have to collapse. I want to hear what you think about this, but it's about like not collapsing the moment and time to right now and forcing it. Sometimes we need a breathing space for us to catch up
Mm-hmm.
and then feel ready. Yeah. What do you think about that?
I think everything can be done in every day. Like you can have all those. You can like set forth and do really awesome things during the day, but also have a good breather. That's like chillax time and have a good balance.
Right, right. Yeah, balance is key. Honestly, my life is really out of balance in terms of like my physical responsibilities and like my conceptual. I'm the same as you. Like I'm addicted to thinking. So like thinking and just like philosophizing, like conceptualizing, experiencing concepts is my addiction right now.
No, but that's
So,
that's
but the
actually
only difference, yeah, sorry, what?
that's very cool though.
Yeah, but like the only difference is that I don't feel any of these pain because like I choose this life. I think that's the only difference. Is that like right now I know that I need healing personally, and I'm choosing that lifestyle right now. So this is to everyone who is watching our, who might watch us. Is that like choose your life? Like if you need rest, if you need healing, choose it.
Uh
Like
huh.
don't feel guilty about it. Just be like, you know what? Like screw it. I'm choosing to be lazy. I'm choosing to be procrastinating. Like and enjoy it. Like if you're gonna suffer while you're procrastinating, then why are you procrastinating? Like enjoy. If you're gonna procrastinate, just procrastinate fully. That's the point I
So,
wanted to
so
say.
yeah, so
You
like
know.
be be present wherever you are, whether whatever you do, like be very present on it.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And enjoy it. Right. It's just like yeah, you're procrastinating anyway, so just enjoy your day. Really.
There's no specific ways things should be. There's no. I mean, there's like some moral and like spiritual implications of life, but like a lot of it is just we made up a lot of like boundaries and problems that we ourselves got into this mess. Like in general,
Mm,
like there's a lot of
right.
mental energy that gets convoluted.
Like that. It doesn't serve us sometimes, right?
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think like this is a good wrap up. Just like kind of us breathing and kind of like talking about um kind of winding down from the intensity of the focus of
Hmm.
this topic. And yeah,